Hello everyone, my name is Alexandra Duran, and today I will be talking about the drug psilocybin. Psilocybin is a Schedule I drug, so it has a high potential for abuse, and it serves no legitimate medical purpose in the United States. It is a hallucinogenic substance, so it has the ability to alter sensory processing in the brain, causing perceptual disturbances, changes in thought processing, and depersonalization. It is obtained from certain types of mushrooms and most commonly found in the psilocybin mushroom, which will be discussed throughout this presentation. And on the right-hand side, you'll be able to see a picture of what it looks like. They have long, slender stems and a reddish-orange cap on top. Some of the origins of the psilocybin mushroom come from Mexico, Central America, and the United States. And some of the first uses of the psilocybin mushroom are from the early natives of Central America more than 2,000 years ago. And in Guatemala, statues of mushrooms that date back to 100 BC have been found. Some of the street terms for psilocybin mushrooms include magic mushrooms, shrooms, God's flesh, boomers, and simple Simon. Methods of use. So commonly it is ingested orally, and the psilocybin mushroom can either be taken fresh or dried. It could be brewed into a tea. It could be added to foods to mask the bitter taste that the mushroom holds. And the effects usually begin within 30 minutes, and the experience can last within 4 to 6 hours. But since this drug, the mushroom, isn't regulated, each dosage from each use will be different, and the experience will vary from person to person. Some of the physical effects that come from taking psilocybin mushrooms can include nausea, vomiting, muscle weakness, increased heartbeat, diarrhea, and dilated pupils. Some of the psychological effects that come from taking psilocybin mushrooms includes the inability to determine what is real and what is fantasy. There can be perceptual changes such as visual and auditory hallucinations, euphoria, so the user might experience intense happiness and excitement. There's a change in consciousness, mood, and thought. Some of the consequences of taking psilocybin mushrooms include flashbacks, which is also known as a hallucinogen persisting perception disorder. So what happens during a flashback, sensations caused by previous use of psilocybin mushrooms return, and this can happen unexpectedly, and the experience can last from 1 to 2 minutes. And this can occur within weeks, months, or even years later after the last use of psilocybin mushrooms. And the experience can either be positive or negative depending on how the user experienced their last high on these drugs from previous use. And the users who've had positive experiences might see this as a free high, while those who've had a negative experience before might think of this as disturbing or frightening. Another consequence could include bad trips. So if the person isn't in a right state of mind or not in a calm environment, they might experience anxiety, paranoia, panic attacks, intense hallucinations, and impaired judgment. Lastly, possible death might occur, although rare, the possibility of death might happen. So since this drug is not regulated or sold by prescription, the user has to trust the dealer that they are buying the correct type of mushroom. If the user ingests the wrong type of mushroom, they risk the onset of severe illness or possibly death. And impaired judgment is a possibility. So one who takes psilocybin mushrooms might be driving under the influence and put themselves and others at risk. Thank you, and that concludes the end of my presentation. I hope you have a wonderful day.